Good evening, and welcome to Sports Line Radio. My name is Dave, MeatMan Scandaliato, and I am broadcasting live right here on 910 AM WUBR CBS Sports Radio in Baton Rouge. And, of course, it's Pelican Sports Radio, and it's brought to you by Pelican Sports TV. And we get together every Friday, and we talk about gaming. 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 That's what we do. We talk about that. That's what we talk about here on the program. And everything's all right here. Hopefully everything's all right. Hopefully everything's going all right. And we're going to talk horse racing today. We're going to talk about the Triple Crown on the program, the Kentucky Derby. We're not going to talk any sports today. No sports on Sports Line today. That's right. Maybe we should have changed it to Horse Line. I don't know. Maybe we should have did that today. I don't know. But we're not going to talk any sports today. We're just going to talk about the Kentucky Derby. We got a full field of 20. We got a full field of 20 that's going to run. I got the name of each horse, the trainer, the jockey, and we got the current odds on each one. So let's play the bugles there, Don. Let's call everybody to the track here as we get ready. We get ready here. What a beautiful sound. There's nothing better than that sound right there. You sit there, and all of a sudden you hear the horns, and here come the ponies. Here they come onto the track. And there's these 1,000-pound animals with these teeny tiny men on them. These itty-bitty guys, teeny tiny men that are big-time drug addicts and drunks. That's what they are. They all love that dope, man. Jesus, primitives, every one of them. Y'all ever notice that? All you horse racing guys out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. Hey, man, where's this jockey been for the last couple of months? Oh, he got suspended. Yeah, you know. Hey, look, man, we had the DeSormo guy. Look, he likes to get all liquored up. They gotta test him before they put him on the horses. Yeah, they gotta test him. That Kent DeSormo guy. Keith DeSormo's the trainer. Kent DeSormo, he's a jockey. He'll be riding in the Derby, believe me. You get a breathalyzer before they put him on a horse, man. Yep, so these guys like all that stuff. I mean, believe me. And, wow, this is going to be a good race right here. This is going to be a good race. We don't have to read the disclaimer today. The following information is to be used as news material only. And it's not intended to violate any state, federal, or local laws. You can go to the OTB parlor and bet this. Hey, you go to the right up the street to the off-track betting parlor, brother, and bet this. Oh, yeah, man, believe me. Believe me, you go to an OTB parlor on a regular day, there ain't a soul in there. Not a soul. You might see a couple of 80 and 90-year-old men. Now, the video poker part of OTB parlor, you see all sorts of people. But in the race part of it, it's that tomorrow, man, it'll be packed, jam-packed. Everybody's an expert. Everybody's a horse racing expert, man, I tell you. Yep. So, this is going to be good. I think I got the winner here. And I think he's going to pay pretty good. We got a full field. Like I said, now we got a full field of 20 horses. And the Kentucky Derby, for those of you who do not know, it is the first leg of the Triple Crown, where a horse tries to do the impossible. You're going to win a race going 1.25 miles, a distance none of these horses have ever run. You're going to go 1.25 miles at Churchill Downs. Then 2 weeks later, you're going to run at this absolute dump called Pimlico. I mean, an absolute dump. When you look up dump in the dictionary, there's a picture of Pimlico on it. They want to take the Preakness away from Pimlico. But, man, I tell you, it's like ripping up all the statues here in New Orleans. This is history. I mean, the bottom line is Pimlico to Preakness, it is what it is. It's the second leg of the Triple Crown. And you got to go over there. You run a mile and 3/16. It's a 16th of a mile less than a Kentucky Derby. And then 3 weeks later, they ship you to Belmont Park in Elmont, New York, and you try to win the Belmont where they go 1.5 miles, which will be a 1/4 mile further than the Kentucky Derby. So 3 races on 3 different tracks in 3 different states at 3 different distances. That's why it's tough to do. Because not only do you have to have a good horse, but then the horse can't get sick, you can't do this, you can't do that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen for you to be able to go to 3 tracks, win a horse race at all 3 of them, and be a Triple Crown winner. Obviously, we just had one a couple of years ago. American Pharaoh was able to do it. Bob Baffert, the trainer. We've had a lot of close ones lately, including California Chrome. He was pretty close. We've had some close ones. Smarty Jones, remember him? Remember when Victory galloped it right at the wire, brother? The last jump, the only time Victory Gallop was winning a race was when he nosed out Smarty Jones. Now, a lot of people say Smarty Jones might have came down. So he did come out, but boy, that'd have been tough. You disqualify the Triple Crown winner. You DQ him and move him down from first to second. So we've had a couple of them. War Emblem, he had a shot at it. Charismatic. These are just horses off the top of my head. I remember Charismatic. When I handicapped that race, he was the first horse I eliminated, because he had run Maiden Claimant. I said, ain't no Maiden Claimant horse going to win the Kentucky Derby. I scratched him out. I didn't even look at him. He won the race, but the MeatMan did get his revenge in the Preakness, because I had Charismatic at 8-1. Yeah, I missed him at 30-1, but I wasn't going to miss him at 8-1. 8-1. I was standing in the OTV Paul at the fairgrounds. I'll never forget it, looking at the board going, they're going to let the Kentucky Derby winner go up at 8-1. These guys are dumb. Because remember, horse races pari-mutuel wagering. The odds maker puts the odds out on a horse, and that's about where that ends. I mean, then the bettors, the gamblers, determine what the odds are going to be. And remember, you get the closing odds. You know, just because the morning line on a horse is 30-1, he might go up at 80-1. He might go up at 8-1. You don't know what he's going to go off at. You don't know till the gate opens. Once the gate opens, that's what you got. That's what you got. So don't try to figure out what you're going to win till the race starts. And then you don't even have to worry about it then, because you got to watch the race. Then you try to figure it out after the fact. But remember, there are no set odds in horse racing. When you go to bet, the horse could be 10-1, and when the gate opens, it could be 13-1, 15-1, 5-1. Who knows what he could be? So, all right, wow. All right, race number 12 tomorrow at Churchill Downs. Post time is 5:46 p.m. Central Time. 5:46 p.m. Central Time, 6:46 p.m. Eastern Time. And out there in Las Vegas, where the MeatMan will be returning in the middle of next week. Next week, I'll be doing a program live from beautiful, sunny Las Vegas, Nevada, the sports and gaming capital of the United States of America. The race starts at 3:46 out there in the desert. And the purse, $2 million. $2 million, grade 1, is for 3-year-olds only. Remember that. Only 3-year-olds. No 4-year-olds, no 5-year-olds, no 6-year-olds, no 2-year-olds. It's just 3-year-olds right here. 3-year-olds, that's it. You can only be 3 years old. You had to turn 3 sometime in, December or January. I'm not sure how the horse racing clock works. But this race is for 3-year-olds only. They've never run against older horses in their life. The only kind of horses they've ever run against in their entire life are 3-year-olds. That's it. That's right. So once again, the purse for the winner, 60% goes to the winner. So $1.2 million goes to the winner. $1.2 million goes to the winner of the race, and then the jockey gets 10% of that. The jockey gets 10% of that, and I think they got a Triple Crown bonus. I think they got a Triple Crown bonus, but I'm not sure what it is. I'm not 100% sure what the Triple Crown bonus is if you win all three of them. I don't know if you get $5 million or $10 million. I don't know what you get. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. I think they give you a bonus. But that's irrelevant. We ain't going for no bonus. We going for the winner of the Kentucky Derby. And the number one horse is Looking at Lee. Looking at Lee is 20-1 on the morning line. Now, let's see. 20-1 on the morning line. And his current odds right now for Looking at Lee are 25-1. 25-1. So the current odds, 25-1. The morning line, 20-1. Steve Asmussen, the trainer. Corey Lannery, the jockey. If the horse won the race, would I just be in total shock? Yeah, probably. Is he outclassed? No, not really. He ran in the Arkansas Derby, Grade 1. Ran third by a length and a half. Ran in the Grade 2 Rebel at the Oaklawn Park. Ran in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, Grade 1 at Santa Anita. Ran in a race at Keeneland, a Grade 1 as a 2-year-old where he finished second. Would it shock me if Looking at Lee won the race? No, but I'm looking elsewhere, Cap. I'm going to be looking elsewhere. I'm going to look for another horse. It ain't going to be Lee. It ain't going to be Looking at Lee. Plus, he's breaking from the one post, man, and that's a tough post to break from the one. Ferdinand, 1986 was the last time a horse won the Kentucky Derby from the one hole. And you got to remember that. There's always at least one horse in the Kentucky Derby. So it's been 30 years. You got to remember, not every year is there a 20 horse or a 19 or an 18 or a 17 or a 16 or a 15. Every year, hey, the last couple of years they've been keeping it around 20. But there were some years where there was only 14, 13, 15 horses in a race, before the breeding got out of control. And, the risk is now worth the reward. In the old days, the risk wasn't worth the reward. Now, with all the breeding, hey, look, I got to come up with $200,000-$300,000 and send a horse to the Kentucky Derby. He might run the race of his life. And the next thing you know, I'm getting $100,000 a pop in the breeding shed. First 3 foals come out, I got my money back, and it's all gravy after that. So, it's worth it if you got money. When you can make 2,000-3,000 times on your investment, it's worth a shot. If there's only 20 horses in a race, you got a 20-1 chance. The horses don't know what the odds are. When the horses are being put in the gate, the last thing they do is look at the board and see what their odds are. They don't know. They don't care what their odds are. They ain't got no clue. They ain't got no clue what their odds are, Cap. They ain't got no clue. All right, the 2, Thunder Snow from Ireland. That's the Dubai horse. That's the horse Trump is not pulling for right there. Yep, that's the horse Donald Trump will not be pulling for. That's the horse from Saudi Arabia, I think. He won the UAE Derby, a Grade 2. Wow, he's got the Sheikh as the trainer, that bin Saeed Sir, and the owner is the Godolphin Stables, that Godolphin guy. They run horses in Dubai, they don't even bet. What's that all about? You run horses and they don't even bet. To me, what fun is that? I guess it's a sin out there in Saudi Arabia to bet on horses. Man, thank God, boy. All right, so then the jockey is Solominion. Never heard of him. That's probably because he rides outside the country. Yep, I've never heard of him. But I know who the Sheik is, and I know Godolphin Stables. I know them clowns. They're 20-1 on the morning line. 20-1 on the morning line, and the current odds are 17-1. Yeah, doesn't do nothing for me, Cap. just don't do nothing for me. I mean, the bottom line is that the horse just don't do nothing for me. I look at the horse, I look, it just don't do nothing for the meat man. Don't do nothing for me. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the 3. Fast and Accurate. Trained by Michael Maker. The jockey is Hill. He's 50 to 1 on the morning line. 50 to 1. 50 to 1. Wow. Wow. 50 to 1 on the morning line. And the current odds on the 3, 32 to 1. 32 to 1. I mean, the bottom line is this horse couldn't break maiden against maiden special weights. They dropped him down to the maiden claiming $30,000. They paid $85,000 for the horse. And they dropped the horse down in the maiden claiming $30,000. He could have scooped this horse up for $30,000. $30,000. He wins that race at Turfway Park, breaks maiden in that maiden claiming, and then he comes right back at Gulfstream Park, wins the stakes race, and then he wins a little grade 3 to Spiral at Turfway Park where he broke maiden, and he won that at 24 to 1, paid $51 to win. And since that chance for you to scoop this horse up for $30,000, he's 2 for 2. He's won $320,000. Yep, a lot of trainers out there, a lot of owners out there missed the opportunity right there. But I can't bet this horse. I mean, I just couldn't bet this horse with your money. I couldn't bet him with your money. I mean, if you gave me the money and said bet the 3, I'd probably put it in my pocket and hope for the best. I mean, the horse has won 3 races in a row. And I'm not going to take anything away from the horse. He's won, a couple of $100,000. But we're gonna pass. We're gonna pass. The 4, we bet this crap before. Untrapped. We had him in the Rebel. The Rebel. I still don't know how he lost. I still don't know how he lost, and I still don't know how he let a 99 to 1 shot nose him for second place. How this horse, when he came around the 4th turn and took aim in the middle of Oaklawn Park, the fastest part of the track, and he hung. He hung. He just hung. Hung. He hung. It was unbelievable. I'm never going to get over it. I'm going to have nightmares about it, because if this horse wins the Kentucky Derby, I might kill myself. He's 30 to 1 on the morning line. Steve Asmussen. You got Santana in the irons. Currently the morning line for Untrapped, 61 to 1. 61 to 1. Personally, I don't think he can make the distance. I don't think he can make the distance. I don't think he can go a mile and a quarter, because he likes to back up. He likes to back up. He doesn't move forward the final 100 yards of any race. And now he's going to be running minimum an extra 1/8 of a mile further than he's ever run before in his life. Unbettable. Unbettable for the meat man. Untrapped is unbettable. All right, here we're going to take a break. We're going to take a break. We've covered the first 4 horses of the 2017 Kentucky Derby. When we come back, we'll be on the 5. Always Dreaming, the current favorite. Second choice in the morning line. He's the current favorite. He's trained by Todd Pletcher. We'll start with the 5. Always Dreaming. When we come back, don't touch that dial, Cap. You're listening to a special edition of Sportsline Radio with Dave, MeatMan, Scandaliato, the Kentucky Derby edition. And we're doing it all right here like one big, happy, dysfunctional family on 910 AM WUBR CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. No glitches, no nothing. All right, good. I'm glad to hear that. I am glad to hear that. So is this anything that you participate in, the Kentucky Derby, or this is just doesn't mean anything? Nothing. It's just total nonsense. What? You might watch it. Yeah. All right. Bunch of rich guys bringing their horse out to the track. Bunch of fucking multi-billionaires bringing their $100,000 animal out to the track. Well, right. I agree with that. Believe me, everybody with the hat on and all that. No, yeah, man, a lot of bullshit. A lot of bullshit for 2 fucking minutes, man. There's no doubt about it, man. For 2 fucking minutes. I mean, it's... Two minutes. I mean, you watch the replay and you wait for the prices and that's it. I mean, really, and now you don't even have to wait for the prices because you can just look them up on your phone. You know, in the old days, you just have to sit there and wait for these idiots to put the win, play, show, and the Exacta and the Trifecta and all that. You go right on your phone now and get all that crap. So, I mean, it literally 2 minutes and that's it. Man. I mean, they got all these parties in Vegas because I got invited to a couple of them. They start at 2 o'clock, and the race goes off at 3:40. Party's over at 4 o'clock. I mean, the Super Bowl party lasted 7-8 hours. This thing lasts 2 hours, man. They let you in, and boom, get out. All right. And welcome back to Sportsline Radio, a special edition of Sportsline Radio. We're talking about the Kentucky Derby, and we're on horse number 5. We've gone over the first 4 horses. Don't forget, you can watch the rebroadcast of this program on YouTube. I don't know how you're going to find it. I would probably Google free pick Kentucky Derby 2017 win trifecta, superfecta, exacta. And if it doesn't show up on the first page of Google, like I normally do, then you click the video tab. And you go to the videos, and I should be like the first or second video up there. So don't forget, you want to rebroadcast this, you want to listen again, check out YouTube. Or like I said, go to Google. Or like I said, just go to YouTube. Type in Dave Scandaliato. DAVESCANDALIATO. I say my last name's Dave Scandaliato, which is only 4 syllables, but it's really 5. It's Dave Scandaliato. That way when I tell people my name, how you doing, I'm Dave Scandaliato, you can't spell that. Because if you spell Dave Scandaliato, you're not going to spell Scandaliato. I can tell you that. I don't know what you're going to spell. I've really never tried to spell Scandaliato, to be honest with you. I've never tried to spell that. I might try to do that after the show, in case I ever have to do it one day. Because I got an alias in Las Vegas. I'm Tony Grafigliano. And instead of the MeatMan, I'm the Fig. I ain't like that. Oh, yeah, man, we go places. I'm Tony G. Instead of the MeatMan, I'm the Fig. Yep. Yeah, but a quick reminder here before we get the show back going again. Pelican Sports TV and Pelican Sports Radio presents the post-game show. It's going to take place Sunday, 5 p.m. Central Time, right after game number 3 of the LSU South Carolina baseball game. It's on the television and the radio. So the TV and the radio. It's right here on 9, 10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. And it's also on Pelican Sports TV, which is in over 1 million homes throughout the state of Louisiana. They taking your phone calls. They taking your text messages. We're getting ready to get into the thick of things, Cap. Yeah, I used to kind of make fun of the basketball team and all that. But, you know, when you lose 16 games in a row, you know, I'd go, immediately following LSU's loss in basketball, blah, blah, blah. But in baseball, it's serious business. And believe me, LSU, they got a good team, man. Don't worry about all that. Believe me, they ain't going to be there when it counts. They ain't going to be there when it counts, Captain. That's all that matters. It's all that matters. Where are you when it counts? And LSU's right there. Right there. And this is a big 3-game series against South Carolina. South Carolina's ranked at 25th in the country. And believe me, the Gamecocks want to take 2 out of 3 or sweep LSU, man. They sweep LSU, they go in the top 20, no problem. LSU could knock South Carolina right out of the top 25, though, taking 2 out of 3 or putting a sweep on them. So who knows what's going to happen. But we know at 5 o'clock on Sunday, Pelican Sports TV presents the post-game show right here on 9:10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge, and Pelican Sports TV in over 1 million homes on your cable television. All right, the 5-horse, always dreaming with Johnny Velasquez up, Todd Pletcher with our trainer. 5-1 on the morning line. The current line is 4-1. And that makes Always Dreaming the new favorite as we do this program. It's about 5:30 Central Time on a Friday afternoon. We're about 24 hours away from the Kentucky Derby while we're doing this program. Always Dreaming. Boy, I tell you, I don't know, man. I don't know about this horse. Todd Pletcher's got 3 horses in the race. He's got to pay attention to all 3 of them. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. I don't like how one trainer got to take care of 3 horses. Now, of course, he could have ran 5. He had 5 and qualified. I guess he only decided to take 3 with him. But, man, this horse, man, he just ain't all that. I mean, he ain't all that. Took him 3 cracks to break maiden. Now, granted, the first 2 tries were under another trainer over at Belmont and Saratoga. He gets taken over by Todd Pletcher. He wins at Tampon Bay Downs in a maiden special race at 1-5. Then he run him in a non-winners of 1 optional claiming no. He goes over at 1-10, 1-9, 10 cents on a dollar. He wins that. Then they stick him in the Florida Derby, which was kind of a garbage race. He runs a 97 buyer figure. He wins the race by 5 lengths. He opens up in the stretch, wins by 5. But, man, I tell you, man, I don't know about this. I mean, usually the horse that's the favorite in Kentucky Derby. I mean, hey, but I don't know about him, man. I can tell you right now, I'm throwing him out. MeatMan's throwing him out. He's got that bullet workout. He's got that bullet workout on April, the 28th? Going 5 furlongs at Churchill Downs. He's got back-to-back bullets. Look at that. But the bullet at Churchill Downs, they had 35 horses ran that day, that distance, and he got there. Johnny Velasquez, a good jockey. Todd Pletcher, great trainer. 2 great people right there, but the MeatMan's going to go in a different direction, Cap. I'm going in a different direction. The 6-horse State of Honor. Mark Case, the trainer. Lascano, the jockey, 30-1 on the morning line. Current odds on the 6-horse, 46-1, Cap. 46-1. And only 1 win. Only 1 win in 10 career starts. Took him 5 cracks to break maiden. But then I will give him credit. I mean, he runs consistent. Second, third, second. Ran second in the Florida Derby at 4-1. He ran second in the Tampon Bay Derby at 9-1. He ran third in the SF Davis, the grade 3 at Tampa Bay Downs at 12-1. Julian Laperoux had been the jockey for a lot of those races. Laperoux is off. Lascano is on. Man, this horse could be running in an N1X race. 9 winners of 2 he could be running in. Man, I don't know. I don't know, Cap, but would it shock me if this horse won? No, because he has run consistent his last 3 times out in a grade 3, a grade 2, and a grade 1. I mean, you don't run 3rd, 2nd, and 2nd in a grade 3, grade 2, and grade 1. I mean, you got to have something. I mean, he's won $400,000, of which he won $300,000 this year, $298,000. I mean, you can't bet them all. That's the problem. And everybody in this race isn't that bad, but no. Not for the MeatMan. No, sir. The 7 is Gervin, the winner of the Louisiana Derby, the winner of the Risen Star. Mike Smith in the saddle, B.J. Hernandez Jr. He's riding another horse, if I'm not mistaken. He gets off of Gervin, lets Mike Smith on top of the horse, 15-1 on the morning line, 20-1 right now. And, well, I mean, Gervin can win the race, but, man, look, he won the Louisiana Derby with the rabbit. Remember, he broke out of the 8-hole, and the trainer, this Joe Sharp, he had a horse breaking out of the 9-hole, the rabbit. And he sent the 9 horse out as fast as humanly possible. He burned up all the front end speed. But Gervin likes to come off the pace. He came off the pace in the race. He wound up winning the thing. He went off at a little bit over 6-5. And we actually had Gervin in the race. We handicapped it right here on Sportsline Radio. And, but boy, I tell you, I don't know. I mean, once again, would it shock me if he won the race? No. Churchill Downs wants the winner of the Louisiana Derby to win the Kentucky Derby because Churchill Downs owns the fairgrounds. See how that works? They own the fairgrounds, so they definitely want Gervin to win. 15-1 on the morning line. We might come back to him. 20-1 current odds. We might put him in a Superfecta or Exacta or Trifecta. We might do that. I'm not sure. The 8 horses, hence Steve Asmussen, the trainer. He's got a couple of horses in the race. That Guru guy, the leading jockey at the fairgrounds, he is in the saddle. I think this might be his first Kentucky Derby. I'm not sure. 15-1 on the morning line. He won the Sunland Derby at Sunland Park, the grade 3. Took him 4 tries to break maiden. Then they put him in the Southwest at Oaklawn Park. He went over 24-1, and he got crushed 7th by 13 lengths. Then he comes right back. He wins the Sunland Derby at Sunland Park. 15-1 on the morning line. 16-1 current odds. I'm going to go elsewhere. I don't like that race at Oaklawn Park in that Southwest. I mean, I'm going to go elsewhere. The 9 is IRAP. I bet IRAP in the Sunland Derby. He was a maiden. I said you should never take a maiden in a graded stakes race. I did it anyway. He ran 4th. Then the next time out, they put him in the Bluegrass over at Keeneland. And he wins. And I don't have him. I bet him at 6-1 in the Sunland Derby as a maiden. And his next time out, he wins the Bluegrass at 30-something to 1. Drug O'Neal, brother. He got the needle in the right spot. He got it in the right spot. He nailed it. Man. He got the needle right where he wanted it, brother. Hey, it's all about where the needle lands. Mario Gutierrez in the saddle. 20-1 on the morning line. 36-1 right now. I mean, the horse only got 1 win his last time out, the Bluegrass. He's a consistent horse. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, he's won $772,000 And 700,000 of it's been this year. Once again, you got a lot of good horses in this race. I'm going to be going elsewhere. The 10 horse is Gunnevera with J.J. Castellano in the irons. Antonio Sano, the trainer. 15-1 on the morning line. Currently 9-1 on the actual betting board. This horse was the favorite to win the Florida Derby. He went off at even money, $1.10 to win $1. And Always Dreaming, the horse that's the favorite now in the Kentucky Derby, won the Florida Derby as second choice. Gunnevera, who was the favorite, who had won the Fountain of Youth, he finished third in this race. Man, I tell you, I don't know, man. This horse is all right. He's got 4 wins and 9 starts, 2 seconds and a third. He's won over $1 million in his career. The problem is he won a lot of that money as a 2-year-old. He won $771,000 as a 2-year-old. And as a 3-year-old, he's only won $400,000. So I don't know about this horse. I mean, once again, every horse in the race is good. Every horse in the race, if you took every one of these horses and put them in their own separate race for 3-year-olds, every one of them would be the favorite. So you have to keep that in mind. It's a tough race. Every horse is good. You're just trying to find the one that's going to be better than all of the good horses. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, this is a tough horse to just say you're not going to bet. But the bottom line is, I'm not going to bet him. I'm not going to bet him. All right, the 11 is Battle of Midway. And Jerry Hollendorf, the trainer, Pratt, the jockey, 30-1 on the morning line. And 40-1 currently on the board. Man, I tell you, this is a tough horse to even think about betting. Broke maiden first time out. I mean, no doubt about it. Finished second to Santa Anita Derby at 7-1. Man, just 4 races under his belt. Never missed hitting the board. 2 wins, a second and a third. But I'm gonna pass on this one. The 12 horse is Sunnatia. The 12. That's Kent the Sormo, brother. He's having a drink right now. I wonder when the cutoff time is for him where he's got to stop drinking for the race. When his horse got in the Kentucky Derby, he actually got off all his mounts for the day, I think, so he could go drink. Because he was probably on the clock. Keith the Sormo, the trainer. This horse a maiden. Wow, I can't tell you the last time a maiden won a Kentucky Derby. 50-1 on the morning line. Current odds 37-1. Man, I tell you, it's hard to bet a Louisiana trainer with his drunk brother riding a horse that's never won a race in his life. And they're running in the Kentucky Derby. That's a tough sell. Ran a good race in the Rebel. That's who edged me out for second. In that race where I had untrapped, the horse was 112-1. I mean, I could have got second, made some decent money, and 112-1 comes up and takes second place. It was this stupid horse. Yeah, nah, I ain't betting him. If he wins, he wins, but I ain't betting no maiden. I ain't betting no maiden in no Kentucky Derby. You can forget about that, Cap. I ain't doing that. The 13 is J. Boys Echo. Dale Romans, the trainer. Luis Saez in the saddle, 20-1 on the morning line, and 43-1 on the current odds. I don't know, Cap. I don't know. Got 2 wins, a second, a third. He's got $350,000 in winnings, and he does have a grade 3 win. The Gotham at Aqueduct. He ran in the Bluegrass with that horse that was the maiden. He ran 4th. The horse that ran 1st, 2nd, and 3rd are all running in this race once again. You just can't bet every horse in a race, and we're not going to bet him, I can tell you right now. All right, just a quick reminder before we keep going, because I don't think we're going to take any more commercial breaks because we still got 7 horses to talk about. And last thing we want to do is rush up against the clock. You're listening to this program right here on 9:10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And don't forget, this is your home for the LSU post-game show immediately following the baseball game on a Sunday, 5 p.m. Central Time. You can put the radio on this channel right here. You can put Pelican Sports TV on, which covers 1 million homes throughout the state of Louisiana. So this is a good place. You're looking for sports. You got Buddy Sanji in the afternoon. Of course, you got TK, Tommy Chrysan. You got Jordy Holberg. A lot of sports, a lot of good stuff happening on 9:10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio Baton Rouge. So make sure you patronize all the sponsors and tune in, tell your friends, and all right, to the 14. That's me, Cap. That's me. That's the MeatMan. Classic Empire. 4-1 on the morning line. Current odds, 7-1. That's me right there, brother. That's me. M-E, Cap. M-E spells me. That's me. That's my horse right there. That's who I'm betting right there. Julien Laperoux in the saddle. Laperoux has ridden this horse 6 times. He's got 5 wins and a third. The only time he didn't ride is in the Grade 1 hopeful stakes when his horse went up at 8-5 and he threw the jockey, Ortiz. He threw him before the race. He threw him. He tossed him. He threw the horse before the race and right when he came out of the gate and nothing. He finished 7th, dead last. So other than that, man, this horse has been pretty good. He breaks maiden first time out on a sloppy track at Churchill Downs. I love that. In case it rains. What if it rains Saturday? We've already proven we can run in the slop at Churchill Downs. All right, so we can check that box right off the bat. The old MeatMan, what happens if it rains on Saturday? Check the box with the big smile on it, brother. Because we already know we can run in the slop. We already know we can run in the slop. We already know it. We got to win in the slop. We went off at 1-2 that day. They went off at 1-2 that day, and he win the race by a length and a half. And all right. So then he comes back his next race. They run him in a little Grade 3 for 2-year-olds. Laperoux in the saddle again. He wins again. Wins again, Cap. Then he had that little mishap out there at Saratoga where he threw the rider. And then they come back. Another 2-year-old race, Grade 1 at Keeneland. He wins that race once again, 8-5. With Laperoux in the saddle, he wins by 3, so it sets it up for him to now be in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He's won a Grade 3 at Churchill Downs. He's won a Grade 1 at Keeneland, and he goes over to Santa Anita with Julien Laperoux. He goes up at 9-2, a flat 450-1, and he wins the race by a neck. He actually got in. He opened up a 2-length lead, and then he held on for dear life, for absolute dear life. He went from being ahead in front to 2 lengths in front to winning by a neck. I mean, believe me, if they would have run a couple of more yards, he probably would have lost. Then, of course, he wins the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and they kind of lay him up a little bit, and then he makes his first return to the track in the Holy Bull. That's a Grade 2, and goes up at 50 cents on a dollar, and he runs 3rd. And Irish War Cry, who is in the Kentucky Derby, and Gunnevera, who's in the Kentucky Derby, beat him in that race. And just for the record, Practical Joke won that hopeful at Saratoga where he threw the jockey. So you got some horses in this race that have beaten the 14. But then the next time out, they go to the Arkansas Derby, and he goes off at just under 2-1, and he wins the race. He wins the race, and that's all I needed to see, because obviously you're a little worried. I wouldn't bet Classic Empire coming off the Holy Bull in the third, with the third place finish, but winning that race at Oaklawn Park, I like that. And Sonny's Halo, he won the Arkansas Derby and the Kentucky Derby. Smarty Jones won the Arkansas Derby and the Kentucky Derby. American Pharaoh won the Arkansas Derby and the Kentucky Derby. So the Arkansas Derby has been a pretty good prep race for the Kentucky Derby. And this horse just has a lot of class, man. He's got a lot of class. He won that grade 1 as a 2-year-old at Keeneland. He wins the Breeders' Cup Juvenile grade 1. He won the Arkansas Derby grade 1. This is a good horse right here, man. This is a good horse right here at 14-1. And like I said, Julian Laperoux, man, look, he knows how to ride this horse. He's ridden this horse 6 times, has 5 wins, and 1/3. He's 2 for 2 at Churchill Downs. And that's who the MeatMan's going to tell everybody to bet right there. Race number 12 at Churchill Downs on Saturday, the Kentucky Derby. The first leg of the Triple Crown, the Run for the Roses. I'm going to select the 14 horse. Current odds 7-1 with Julian Laperoux in the saddle. We're going to bet this horse across the board. Win, place, and show. Win, place, and show. It's 7-1. If he runs third, we're going to get our money back. If he runs second, we're going to make money. And if he runs first, we're going to do all right, because we're going to have a $16, maybe even a $17 winner. And this horse has the class, Cap. It's all about class. It's all about class with the horse racing. They paid $475,000 for this horse. The stud fee, Empire Maker and Pioneer of the Nile. That's his father and his grandfather. $110,000, Cap, for a couple of little squirts. A little squirt, and another little squirt, and boom. Here's your check. Here's your bill, sir, for $110,000. Can you believe that? You went to the breeding shed. You gave some guy $110,000, and you brought your filly, and you said, let her have it, Cap. And here we are. 3 years later, Cap. 3 years later. 3 years later, that little tap, 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 tap turns into the MeatMan's pick to win the 2017 Kentucky Derby. I'm going to take Classic Empire, the 14 horse, 7-1 currently, 4-1 on the morning line. Julian Laperoux in the saddle, and let's see what happens. All right, let's go ahead and we'll go over the final 6 horses in the race, and I'm going to give you the Exacta, and I'm going to give you the Trifecta. I'm not going to give you the Superfecta. The Exacta and the Trifecta. The 15 horse is McCracken. And B.J. Hernandez picked this horse. He's off his other horse that Mike Smith is riding, the one that won the Louisiana Derby. And B.J. Hernandez is taking the 15. And he's won 3 times with this horse at Churchill Downs. And he won the grade 3 SF Davis at Tampa Bay. And then he ran 3rd in the Bluegrass. This horse is 3 for 3 at Churchill Downs, and he likes to come off the pace. I'm going to come back and talk about the 15 in just a couple of minutes. 6-1 on the morning line there, Cap. 6-1 on the morning line. So 5-1 on the morning line. 6-1 currently on the current odds. We're going to come back to this McCracken right here. He is going to be in my Exacta box, and he is going to be in my Trifecta box. We need a horse that's going to come off the pace, and I love a horse for the course. There's no doubt about it. I like horses that have proven that they've won at a place like Churchill Downs, so we'll get back to him in a minute. The 16 horse is Taproot, and that's Todd Pletch's second horse. Luis Ortiz in the saddle, 20-1 on the morning line, 31-1 on the current line. He won the Tampa Bay Derby. That's how he got in the race. But then in the Bluegrass, he was 220-1, just over 2-1. And man, he ran fifth, 11 lengths from the front. He literally run up the track. So, man, Taproot wins the Tampa Bay Derby to qualify for the Kentucky Derby. And then in the race leading up to the Kentucky Derby lays an egg. All three horses that won the Bluegrass, I Rap first, Practical Joke second, McCachran third. I think Taproot is that's not going to be in the MeatMan's box or Trifecta or anything like that. All right, the 17 Irish War Cry. Moraga is the jockey. Graham Motion is the trainer. Now, this horse has the highest last race buyer figure. And you can't throw that horse out. Over the years, the horse with the highest last race buyer figure has been Tough. And this one ran a 101. 101. He had a winner. He had a real crappy race. He was the favorite in the Fountain of Youth. He went off at almost even money. He ran, I think, dead last. He ran seventh by 21 lengths, but then he comes right back and he wins the Wood Memorial at 7-2. He's 6-1 on the morning line, and he's 5-1 currently right now. So he's definitely going to be in our stuff right there too. Irish War Cry. You can never throw out the horse with the highest last race buyer figure. The 18 is Gormley Victor Espinoza, the jockey. John Sheriff's the trainer. He just won the Santa Anita Derby at 6-1. He's never raced outside of California. Never raced outside of California because Victor Espinoza rode American Pharaoh to the Triple Crown. 15-1 on the morning line for Gormley, 23-1 currently. Would it surprise me if this horse won? Of course not. Not with Victor Espinoza up, not a horse that won the Santa Anita Derby, but I'm just going to be looking elsewhere. The buyer figures, the speed figures really aren't there. And horse is kind of consistent. Wins a race and finishes seventh. Wins a race and finishes fourth. Wins a race. So, I'm going to go in a different direction than 18 Gormley. The 19 Practical Joke. Joel Rosario in the saddle. Chad Brown, the jockey, making a third start off a layoff. This makes the horse extremely dangerous. Ran second in the Fountain of Youth. Ran second in the Bluegrass. This horse is all class here, Cap. All class. Breaks maiden first time out. Wins the Hopeful at Santa Anita. Wins the Champagne at Belmont. Runs third in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Then takes a little rest. Comes back. Boom, boom. Practical Joke. 20-1 on the morning line. And currently at 32-1. He is going to be in our trifectas and exactas. And then the final horse, Patch, the horse with one eye. Todd Pletcher, the trainer, Garafalini, or whatever his name is, G-A-F-A-L-I-O-N-E, the jockey, ran second in the Louisiana Derby. He's only run 3 times. A win in 2 seconds. Took 2 tries to break maiden. Todd Pletcher put him in the Louisiana Derby, ran second. Wouldn't surprise me if he won. But I'm going to stay away from Patch. 20-1 on the morning line, 14-1. The current odds, actually 30-1 on the morning line for Patch. Patch number 20. All right, so we are going to go with the 14 Classic Empire to win the race. We're going to go with Classic Empire to win the race, number 14. And then in our Exacta box, we're going to put the 14 Classic Empire, the 15 McCachran, the 17 Irish War Cry, and the 19 Practical Joke. So those are the horses we're going to put in our Exacta box. We're going to play the 14 across the board, win, place, and show. Then we're going to make a $2 Exacta box with those 4 horses. That's going to cost you, I think it's going to cost $24. It's going to cost $24. And then we're going to make a 4-horse, $1 Trifecta box. And that's going to cost $24 as well. So if you put 10 across the board on the 14, that'll cost you $30. We got the $24, $2 Exacta box, and we got the $24, $1 Trifecta box. Once again, we're going with the 14-horse Classic Empire to win the race. And then in the Exacta box and the Trifecta box, we're taking the 15 McCracken, we're taking the 17 Irish War Cry, and we're going to take the 19 Practical Joke. So, all right, that's it, man. That's it. We made it. We made it. All right, we made it. I mean, we didn't take one of the commercial breaks. And, of course, once again, I want to thank 9:10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio Baton Rouge for allowing me to do that. Don't forget, man, a lot of great programming on this station. I'm honored to bring it all up, man. I'm honored to close the week out here on Pelican Sports Radio at 9:10 a.m. WUBR. I'm honored to do this, man. To think that I'm able to do the gambling show every Friday on the last live program of the Monday through Friday week. It's an absolute honor to be able to do it, and it was an absolute honor to be able to talk the Kentucky Derby with everybody today. I want to thank my man Don back in the studio. Everything ran as smooth as can be. Of course, I want to thank my man TK, Tommy Chrysan, for helping me get the spot here. And, of course, the owner of Pelican Sports TV and Radio, my man Allen. I've only met him once, but I appreciate him giving me the chance. Don't forget, you can watch the replay on YouTube. And that's about it, man. My name is always Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. Bet with your head, not over it. And I'll see you in 167 hours right here on Sportsline. All right, man. All right, that worked out all right. No, I appreciate that very much, and went smooth. I'm glad we didn't have any problems. The Lord was with me today. I must have been a good boy or something. I don't know what I did, but I appreciate everything. I appreciate everything, and I'll see you next week. I know you want to go and just start your weekend, so you got it, Don. Thank you. All right. That is going to wrap it up for this edition of Sportsline Radio, a special edition of Sportsline Radio, the Kentucky Derby Show. We went over all 20 horses. All 20. We did it. We made it. We did it all. We made it through. And we gave you the winner of the race. We're going with the 14 Classic Empire. And then in our Exacta box and our Trifecta box, we're going to take, obviously, the 14 Classic Empire. We're going to take the 15 McCracken. We're going to take the 17 Irish War Cry. And we're going to take the 19 Practical Joke. If you bet a $2 Exacta box, that's going to cost you $24. If you bet a $1 Trifecta box, that's going to cost you $24. And if you put $8 across the board on the 14 Classic Empire, that's going to cost you $24. So for $72, you could have 8 across the board on the horse I think is going to win. You could have the Exacta box with the 4 horses and the Tri box with the 4 horses. So now if you're looking for the full card for Saturday, you can give me a call toll free, 1-888 1-888-375-2710. 1-888-375-2710. I don't know if I'm going to have a pick for every race, but I'm definitely going to have picks for some of the races, if not all of them. So if you're looking for the full card for Saturday's Churchill Downs horse racing action, give me a call, 888-375-2710, 888-375-2710. You're going to talk directly with me, the MeatMan, Dave Scandaliato. All right, now be sure to join us next week, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, as we do another edition of Sportsline Radio, heard right here on 9:10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And, of course, don't forget, you can always watch the rebroadcast of this program on YouTube. This week, you got to kind of go with, free pick 2017 Kentucky Derby, win play show, something like that. You do that, you go to YouTube, just put my name in there, Dave Scandaliato. It'll come up, Cap. And let's make some money on Saturday. Let's see if we can't win the Kentucky Derby and maybe get the Exacta box, or heck, let's even try to get the Tri box. So good luck to everybody, and I will be talking to you 167 hours right here on Sportsline.